So, welcome to the Hub Fizz Live show, where you can get ideas to help grow your eco-conscious business. And today I'm joined by interior designer and owner of Eco Design Living, Agnieszka Siwonia, talking about building a creative, sustainable business. So, welcome, Agnieszka. So great to have you on the show.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Yeah. So a bit about Agnieszka. She runs Eco Design Living, which combines interior design, an art gallery, and boutique, featuring works from local artists. So she's supporting them. She's also run some workshops, and she's got event space for hire as well. So it's a really great space, which you can see she's sitting in at the moment. But on top of that, she's a real powerhouse. Agnieszka is also doing an MA in communications at the Norwich University of the Arts, and also designing for Resilience Foundation of Permaculture online course, and still raising her family. So wow, I'm in total awe as to how much you do, Agnieszka. And you are really driven, and I've seen some of the work that you've done. Has it always been this way? And how has it been possible to kind of achieve these targets that you set yourself?
Well, I believe it's only possible because of my husband and my kids. My son is 23 and he helps me a lot. No, I wasn't so driven years ago. I was focused on my family. But now, when my youngest went to the nursery, I decided to go to uni. So. And become interior designer. So that's it.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. Sort of, having raised your kids all your life, and then sort of starting a career, sort of as now that the kids have grown old enough. And
many years ago, I wasn't ready. I think you have to be ready if you decide to go to university or do something with your life different than being at home. So you need to be really, really passionate, because it's not difficult if you're passionate and if you have a family who supports you, and it's a really big part of everything I do.
Yeah, fantastic. And because you're juggling so much, how do you manage your time? I mean, what are the kind of tools that you use to get through this? Because it sounds like you're doing a lot.
Well, I think if I care about something, then I look after myself physically, and the tool I use is my brain and my memory. So I make sure that I eat properly, I sleep properly, I go for walks, and I remember stuff. I talk about everything with my kids and my husband, so they're part of it, like I said before. So if I don't remember, they will remember. I do write as well, but just doesn't work. I improvise as well.
That's good. I think that's really key, that you sort of, you're looking after yourself, self-care, health-wise,
Yeah.
which helps your brain as well. And nature's really good for that as well, getting out in nature. So obviously what you're doing there with the shop, I mean, unfortunately, we've got lockdown happening again, so I'm sure that's going to affect you, and that's probably a whole nother conversation. But you've been doing some amazing things there, sort of supporting local artists. You're doing upcycle gifts, you're doing secondhand sort of lighting, vintage lighting and furniture and that you sell there. Have you seen a real upsurge in people sort of wanting to buy the sort of stuff and also live more sustainably?
Yes, I think when we were stuck in our homes a little bit, we learned how to reuse, and we started to give another chance to people to do the things we see. So it's really rewarding. And I did notice people coming in and being more interested and just showing me what they did at home. They asked about my sewing machine that they wanted to do and use the old fabrics to do stuff. So yes, it's great interest. in upcycling and second-hand stuff, vintage furniture as well.
Yeah. Well, I think you're inspiring people as well, for people who are coming in there. And I know as well, you're quite busy on social media now. You've got a new website, and you also, I think you did some adverts in local magazines as well to try and get people into the shop as well. So that all is, I think, is that sort of helping to get sort of more awareness?
Yes, I had to ask for help. People who know how to do it. I can't do it. I'm really not good at this.
I don't think you've got, I don't know how you'd find the time anyway as well.
Yes, again, having my 3 amazing children and my husband who do so much, it's only because of them I can do it. My kids are my I'm so proud of them. It's I keep saying my best design work, and only because of them I can do it.
Yeah, oh, that's really great having that support. And I think it's key for a business, like you've said, you know, you've realized, well, actually, I can't do this. I'm not good at it, or I don't have the time to do it. You know, let me get support, get someone to help me with my social media, or help me, you know, market myself.
I did ask when I needed to.
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to ask for help if you need. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what would you say then is your kind of top eco business tip that you could give to people?
I was thinking about it. What would that be? And I think I would advise you to use nature as your reference with whenever you need to decide about anything which is happening in your life. If you use nature as your reference, I think it's always a good idea. And I prepared a quote. His name is Michael Pavlin. He's an architect, and he promotes biomimicry. He said, "Don't start with reality. Start by identifying the ideal, and then compromise as little as necessary. If you don't start by identifying the ideal, then you are unlikely to find breakthrough ideas." So I think that would be my tip. Just to always imagine that what you really, really want, what you want to achieve, and it's starting from very simple things like what to have for dinner, or how to raise your kids, or where to go. Just always think what would be ideal, and then go down with reality check.
That's a really great quote. And I mean, having studied a bit of permaculture as well, I know a lot of that is you take ideas from nature, which do such amazing things anyway, and then try and apply that to what you're doing. So yeah, that's brilliant. As I know that you're on, people can find you ecodesignliving.co.uk, and you're also on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, aren't you? At Eco Design Living, or at Agnieszka Siwonia. So for anyone listening in, yeah, please do give her a follow. I'll post some of the links in as well. And thank you. We've come to the end of the time, so thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, really great to have you on the show, and all the best with your business. I think that's fantastic. Next week we'll be chatting to Jill Robertson, who calls herself the Eco Queen Extraordinaire. So do join us then. And thank you for everyone who's joining us, listening in live or the replay. Keep coming with your questions. Anything about Agnieszka's doing to do with design, interior design, upcycling. She's really a powerhouse and full of knowledge and ideas and that. So please do join us then. And goodbye to everyone. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.